So in this video, we've got a couple of replays in the Spaceman, which is a Era 1 heavy tank for the Independent faction. This was part of the KISS collaboration for the Metal Fest in 2025. Not sure if it's going to come back next year. I think some of the collaborations do come back, others seem not to. They have released unskinned versions of those tanks with slightly different stats, so I'm sure this tank will be back in some capacity, either licensed or slightly changed. But on Kalbang, coming up to this little ridge here, it's got enough gun depression on this tank that you can sort of make ridges work quite well. The armour's pretty good on the turret particularly. The hull is also, if you angle well, very good. The second replay bounced just over 4,000 damage, so yeah, good demonstration in the second replay of what the tank can actually do. But in this game, this is where I've started. We're just trying to see who's going to make this cross and who dares make that cross. We've got a few tanks up here. But yeah, the Spaceman. So it's one of those tanks. Its standard and premium shells have the same penetration but different damage, so the DPM works out about the same, although as you can see I tend to use the premium, the ones that take longer to reload but with higher damage. The standard has 650, the premium has 760, and the HE shells that I only run 2 or 3 usually, 840 damage, although I think I've only ever fired 1 or 2 of those across all the games I've played. The shell velocity on that one is particularly slow. But seeing that it doesn't look like anyone's making that move across, these tanks have already got here, so I've changed focus, fighting on this ridgeline. Looks like my allies have decided the same as well. It does seem to be quite a few platoons in this game, so I think it's just when there are platoons like this, they tend to go around in their 2s or 3s rather than individually. So as you can see here, it's a bit of a mess. But we're getting some nice shots into the cupolas of these tanks. This the Spaceman, it was affected by the change in skills and equipment. I think not having steady aim does affect this tank quite a lot. Does feel it quite badly, but can still hit shots. It is definitely a brawler now. So yeah, use the armor, use the high alpha gun, and even if you have to resort to just trading shots, you can do a lot more damage than most things in Era 1. As we get a good ammo rack on that full health charioteer. It can do that. It is quite rare, but you can set a lot of fires on with this tank. I do have the gunnery master skill, so there is a slight increase in chances of detonating ammo racks and setting fires with that skill. So that's what I run, and yeah, it seems to work. I'm not too sure if it would have done it anyway without that skill, but with the other benefit that perk has, it's definitely worth taking now. So with the actual skills, in addition to the mastery gunnery, I do run Born Leader, Run and Gun, 6th Sense, which is probably the 3 basic skills now. In addition, I run Rapid Aim, Off-Road Driving, Clutch Braking, just to make the tank handling feel better, get a bit more mobile, and then Armor Angling, and then the last skill is Supply Conservation. Supply Conservation, I've got it for the repair kit. So when I roll around a corner, put big damaging shell into someone, roll back, hit the repair if I need to, whilst I'm reloading. Seems to work out quite well. With the Supply Conservation, that knocks it at the cooldown time from 120 seconds to 100 seconds. So yeah, it is useful. I'm not too sure if I would use it without a whole repair kit, but it seems to work at the moment with that skill and that consumable. Getting some nice shots in. The gun was behaving itself in this game. Just over 6,000 damage now, a couple of kills. Bounced a couple of shells, and do have a small bit of assisted damage as well. So is this tank worth getting? If it comes back, I would say so. Yes, it is. I think it is one of the best Era 1 tanks in the game. It hits hard. It is quite mobile, especially with the rocket boosters that you've got on this. You've got 6 uses of it. I think it is definitely worth getting if it does, as I said, come back or comes back unskinned, slightly changed. Would be interesting to see if it does come back slightly changed as to what they change on it. I think it's fairly strong as it is at the moment. I suppose they could start messing around with the alphas and the reloads and all of that, but I think it's in quite a good place. Just making the push across now. We've got this southern flank. A bit concerned about the northern flank, although we do have our friendly ally up there, so I'm not too concerned that there's going to be a huge push of enemy tanks. Looks like there's this medium in front, the tank destroyer and light tank in the town in the middle, so it looks like the enemy team is spread out at least. Just trying to get a nice shot in. Unfortunately, just looks like we just did track damage on that one. Unfortunately, even though it is AP, still does stuff like that. But yeah, just trying to get this medium tank out of the game. See if we can ram. Puts it down to 250 health, and friendly shuts it down. And trying to take a snapshot there. Yeah, as you can see, the aim time is pretty bad. It is quite bad. I don't run the gun land drive, although in these 2 replays. Although I think I have changed that now. I was running rammer, which I've definitely kept. Stabilizer again, which I've definitely kept. Armor hardening again, one I've definitely kept. That in combination with the armor angling skill, yeah, enemies are doing 10% less damage to me. And then in these 2 replays I was using vents, just to help with the reload, help across the board, reload, aim time, everything. But I think I have now changed that to the gun land drive, just so it goes onto target a little bit quicker. As I said, with rapid aim being removed from the game, I think aim time is much more important. And unfortunately, we just hit the barrel of the 4005 there. But and this is what you can do when you're reloading. You can just sit still, pop the repair kit. You can move with the repair kit, although it does halve the healing rate, so it is usually best just to stay still. Just seeing if I can get a shot into the FE, and I do. So we've got quite a nice chunk of hit points back. Not too concerned now about the FE. It won't be able to one-shot me at all. This tank, it doesn't seem to get set on fire too much either, so fairly confident in doing this, that I'm not going to get penetrated easily. And he was still on a reload, so we get the kill on the 4005. A couple of enemy tanks left. It is 3 versus 2, so it's not as clear cut or guaranteed as I would have liked it, but just trying to get over to these 2 enemy tanks. It is 2-2 now. They were able to gang up. My friendly FV gets that shot in, and I'm pretty sure that FV's just fired, so I do want to get into its face as soon as I can, really, just to try and get that damage in. Just angling the camera down, see if I can see it over these buildings. Not too sure where he would have ran. Thinking it's probably gone through the town or back towards their spawn area potentially. But he gets spotted up behind me. Bit concerned. I've got my side armor, but snapped the shot in. I've kept the premium shells loaded, I am pushing this with the skill and equipment changes. The FE has been it is a lot more inaccurate now, and also I have been able to bounce a few FVs in this tank, so wasn't too worried about YOLO in that tank. So we do get that last kill, and that just knocks us over the 10,000 damage mark. And yeah, good game in the Spaceman. The games aren't usually like that. The gun was behaving itself very well. I would say most of those shots, particularly in Cupolas, quite lucky to actually go in. So it can happen. You can get sort of a 10,000 game in the tank, but usually it's sort of the average 3,000-4,000 potentially. But this is the second replay. This is El Alamein. Just trying to get into sort of the area around sort of E8, around there. That's what I'm thinking. As I said, I think this is a brawling tank. You really do need to get brawling. I think it's pretty good on a ridge, so not too concerned about coming up here, using that ridge sort of along ED7-6 area if I need to, or even going into the beach. But I'm seeing the light tanks, my friendly light tanks coming across, and there's a couple of mediums, enemy light tank, and I'm thinking I'm just going to go for it, go for the beach. Does seem to work quite well on Cold War. Get a very lucky snapshot into that light tank, fully on the move, using the rocket boosters. And I do just want to go up to this rock. There is a bit of a ridge line here that I can use. There is a Centurion coming this way. I'm thinking try and get his ammo rack in the lower hole. Just set aim on that side. Misses, it goes through the middle of the tank, but not too concerned. And then I suddenly realise that my friendly light tanks have left me. It's just me on this flank now. I think the Centurion was probably baiting me to use my turbo or jets there. Aiming for the engine deck. Luckily, get the fire and get that tank out of the game. The IS-3M's YOLO'd in. I'm just thinking, just get a ram. I've seen this rock. Thinking if I just can get behind here, just so people can't just RBR-T me or R1R-T me. Hold down on this rock now, trying to angle up, bounce the shot off the IS-3M. He's sideways on, pops the smoke. It kind of helps me, but I did notice that STA going through that way, and the IS-3M is, I think he's just auto aiming now, is bouncing all his shots. So we're up to 3,000 damage, 2,900 bounced. This is priority, the STA. He's behind me, but again, seeing this rock here, I'm thinking I can try and pull the same trick. Just use this rock and just try and get shots in the best I can. There is a chariot here there that just popped smoke. I'm on a reload. I don't think he probably knew I was on a reload, and then the Type 773 helps me out there with getting that kill. It looks like my allies have finally seen what's happening over there on this flank. Just trying to keep my armour angled. Unfortunately, it does pin me through the drive wheel at the front. I do ping a good game. I did appreciate my allies coming in there and helping out. But up to 4,400 damage, 4,170 bounced. And yeah, the tank, the armour, it can hold up. It is quite nice to actually have a heavy tank that's the armour holds up. You can angle, you can use little rocks like that, ridge lines, try and hold down best you can. Angle, and yeah, get a lot of ricochets off the armour, but that's pretty much where the game ends. Just trying to boost up and to see if I can see any of the enemy tanks. I've got this one last shot. It's just kind of a bit of a Hail Mary there, but yeah, completely misses. And the enemy tanks are down to 3 tanks now, so yeah, I think the tank is definitely worth getting. I think I'm pretty happy with my loadout I've got. Although, as I said, I think I would possibly drop, or I have dropped now, vents for the gun laying drive. I think that slight increase across the board isn't really helpful. Where the problem is the aiming time, I think, is where it needs a lot of help, and that's why the gun laying drive is pretty good. I think on the skills, I'm not really sure what else you could run apart from what I'm running, really. Supply conservation is a bit of a 50-50 as to if you actually want to use that or not. Not too sure what else you could use in its place, but I think all the other skills are pretty much how you'd want them. So yeah, that was the Spaceman. So yeah, hopefully it does come back. It is a good tank, and yeah, definitely worth picking up.